Welcome back to our channel, a place for souls yearning for growth and seeking meaning amidst the hustle and bustle of life. Do you ever feel like you're in a never-ending race? You look to the left and see friends buying houses, you look to the right and see colleagues getting promoted. And then you ask yourself, why am I still here? Why is my success coming so slowly? We are living in the era of instant gratification. Instant noodles, fast information, and even the desire for success must be fast. But there is a truth that nature has taught us for thousands of years: everything magnificent needs time to bloom. Today, I'm going to tell you a story about the green mango fever, not just in a remote village, but a journey imbued with the breath of the wild and sun-drenched down under Australia. This is not just a story about a reckless young man. It is a mirror reflecting ourselves in our most impatient moments. Why do we often harvest the fruit when it is still green and bitter? Why do we tear at our own potential roots just to see the treetop grow a few inches higher? The answer lies in the journey of Riley, a young man full of enthusiasm, but also full of internal turmoil. Before we follow Riley into the legendary mango orchard under the golden sun of Queensland, I have a small invitation for you. If you are someone who believes that wisdom is the most precious asset, and that learning every day is the way for us to ripen in the sweetest way, then don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button. Subscribing doesn't just give us more motivation, it's your way of telling the YouTube algorithm, I prioritize deep and valuable content. Please hit the notification bell in an intelligent way so you don't miss any knowledge harvest from this channel. Now, grab a cup of wattle tea, sit back comfortably, and let's discover the secret of patience. Once upon a time, on a farm nestled among lush green eucalyptus ridges, where kookaburras laughed loudly at every dawn, lived a young man named Riley. His family owned a vast mango orchard, a legacy passed down through generations. In the center of the orchard stood the great mango tree, a majestic entity the locals called the King of the Outback, because it produced the sweetest and juiciest mangoes in all of Australia. One brilliant spring morning, as the ocean breeze carried the salt and freshness of the sea, Riley noticed the king tree had bloomed with hundreds of white flowers. He called out to his father, Jack, a seasoned farmer with sun-bronzed skin. "Dad, look. We are going to have a record crop this year. I bet we'll make thousands of dollars." Jack smiled, wiped the sweat from his brow, and said in his deep Australian drawl, "Slow down, mate. Good things come to those who wait. Nature has its own rhythm, and we must respect that. The mangoes will be ready when nature decides, not when we do." But inside Riley, a fire of impatience was burning. He looked at the white flowers and imagined stacks of cash in his hands. He wanted success quickly. As weeks passed, the flowers turned into small green mangoes, hanging like little jewels from the branches. Riley visited the tree every day, watching them grow, but they remained green and hard. One afternoon, an old friend named Liam drove up in a shiny new pickup truck. Liam had recently made a fortune by selling his crops early. "Hey Riley, why are you still waiting?" Liam said proudly. "My family made a killing because we sold early when prices were high. Look, your mangoes are already huge. If you pick them now, you'll corner the market before the other farms flood in." Liam's words were like a toxic seed planted in Riley's mind. That night, he couldn't sleep, listening to the distant howl of a dingo. "Why should I wait? I could be successful sooner than everyone else." Early the next morning, before the sun could even warm the red earth, Riley crept into the orchard with large baskets. His hands trembled with excitement as he plucked the green mangoes. They were hard and unripe, but he filled basket after basket before anyone could stop him. When Jack walked out and saw the mangoes strewn about, his face fell with sadness. "Riley, what have you done?" he asked quietly. "Dad, I picked them so we can sell early. We'll be rich before anyone else even starts." Riley replied confidently. Jack sighed deeply. My son, these mangoes aren't ready. They are green and hard, with no sweetness inside yet. Who will buy fruit that cannot be eaten? Ignoring the warning, Riley loaded the green mangoes onto his cart and drove straight to the local farmer's market. He arranged them neatly, hoping for a sales explosion. But reality was a cold shower. An old Aboriginal woman picked up a mango, pressed it gently, and shook her head. Young man, this is hard as a stone. It's not ripe yet. Another customer sniffed the fruit and frowned. There's no sweet smell. It needs many more weeks. One by one, every customer rejected his mangoes. Some even laughed. Why would anyone pick mangoes before they are ready? As the sun climbed higher, Riley sat by his cart, feeling ashamed and disappointed. He had ruined everything for the sake of quick success. Finally, an old merchant named Barry approached. He looked at the green mangoes and then at Riley's sad face. Young man, the merchant said kindly, it looks like you've learned a hard lesson today. Let me tell you a story. Barry sat down and shared. Long ago, there was a farmer who planted wheat. He was so impatient that every day he went to the field and pulled the wheat stalks upward to make them grow faster. He thought he was helping them. But the result? All his plants died because he damaged their roots. He learned that success cannot be rushed. Tears filled Riley's eyes as he understood his mistake. Barry continued, success is like a fruit on a tree. It needs time, patience, and the right conditions to ripen properly. If you rush it, you end up with something bitter. But if you wait, you will be rewarded with something sweet and valuable. Riley drove home, with a full load of unsold green mangoes. He apologized to his father through tears. Dad, I was foolish and impatient. I destroyed our crop. Jack embraced his son. My son, the greatest lessons come from our mistakes. You have learned that worthwhile things take time. Many weeks later, when the other trees began to turn golden yellow, and the air was filled with a sweet fragrance, Riley began the true harvest. This time, he worked with patience and care. When he took the perfectly ripe mangoes to the market, customers rushed to his stall. Within hours, Riley sold everything and earned more money than he had ever imagined. That evening, Jack said, you see? Success that comes at the right time is always sweeter than success that is forced too early. The story of Riley and the green mangoes is not just a lesson in farming, it is a profound philosophy for all of us in this modern world. 1. The lesson of patience. We often look at the results of others and forget the process they endured. Just as Riley saw Liam's quick wealth, he forgot that every tree has its own time to ripen. Don't compare your spring to someone else's summer. Patience is not about wasting time, but about respecting the natural process of growth. 2. Don't pull your own roots. The story of the wheat farmer shows a painful truth. When we force ourselves to succeed too early in our careers or finances, we risk breaking our own foundations. You need a solid root system before you can reach high. Success without roots will eventually wither. 3. The value of ripeness. Riley's green mangoes looked big, but tasted bitter. In life, if you reach a high position before you have enough experience and character, you will be rejected by reality, just as the market rejected Riley. Let yourself ripen through challenges so that when success comes, you have the flavor to offer the world. 4. Mistakes are great teachers. Riley's father didn't scold him, he taught him that mistakes are part of growing up. If you are facing failure, don't be discouraged. It might just be your green mango season, teaching you how to wait for your golden harvest in the future. Final words and call to action. Dear friends, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and a great tree begins with a seed. Don't let social pressure force you to a harvest while you are still green. Work hard, be patient, and trust in your own timing. If this story touched your heart, please take a small but meaningful action. Like this video if you agree that good things come to those who wait. Comment below about an experience where you were too hurried and the lesson you learned. I'd love to hear your stories. Share this video with a friend who feels pressured to succeed fast, be their source of encouragement. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to nourish your soul every day. Let's build a community of people who slow down to feel more deeply and succeed more sustainably. Thank you for your precious time. May you stay steadfast on your chosen path. See you in the next video. Cheers, mate.